Okay, you guys, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here to do some full body with a focus on glutes. So it's going to be pretty serious. There's going to be lots of glute work. Prepare yourselves. We are going to be using a chair. We're also going to use our hand weights and a cushion at one point as well. So just making sure you have all of that stuff ready to go. I would put the chair at the end of your mat here to start. I like to have the two legs of the chair on the mat so that it doesn't move around. Okay, I'm actually just going to go ahead and put your music on, share my screen. There we go. Awesome. All right, so here we go. Let's start with a little warm up. So just standing beside your chair, you're going to just plant your feet, lift up your toes, and then plant all of your toes down. And just do that a couple of times, just noticing the bottoms of your feet, scrunching up your toes a little bit, just waking up that space under your foot, creating a little bit of air under the foot in your arch. Okay, a little bend in the knees. And then just noticing your pelvis position. We want to feel relatively neutral, so your bum should feel like it's not sticking out but not tucked under, somewhere in the middle. Rib cage is right on top of hips. Shoulders are on top of the rib cage, and then the head is reaching. Let's drop the chin to the chest and start with 2 neck circles each direction. Just drawing a big circle with your chin up on the ceiling, and then to the other way. Coming back to center, letting your chin float up to the ceiling, taking your hands to your chest and pull down, getting a nice big pull through the front. Front of your neck feels really good, undoing some of the flexion from your morning. And letting that go, dropping your hands. Let's come into our arm circles, big and wide. Start to draw in through the tummy. Nice big circles, reaching past your fingertips the whole time. Other way. And one more time, releasing that nod through the chin and start to roll down, keeping that bend in the knees. Allowing your head to be heavy when we get to the bottom, grabbing onto your elbows, gently sway side to side. Stay connected in the abdominals so they're drawn up nicely. And we're just swaying side to side here. And allowing your arms to drop down. Ragdoll back up to standing. Roll those shoulders back. And let's go back down. Nod the chin, soften through the sternum. Rib cage draws up, abdominals are on. Let's find a halfway lift. Hands to the shins, pushing back. Reach your spine nice and long. And rolling back down, softening into your flexion. And ragdolling back up to standing, rolling your shoulders. Come to stand at the opposite end from your chair. We're going to come into some downward dog. Nod the chin and roll down. Walking your hands out to your downward dog. And let's pedal out the feet. Lifting each heel, carefully lowering it down. And just release your neck here. Let your neck be nice and long. Pushing through the palms of your hands, dig your fingertips into the floor. And we're going to pause here, bring both heels up, And gently place those heels down towards the floor. We're holding there. Nice big stretch through the calves, through the hamstrings. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, let's start to alternate leg lifts. You're reaching your leg up into the air behind you, keeping your abdominals on, keeping your hips nice and square. We won't be here very long. We're just waking up the glutes. Try to keep your kneecaps nice and parallel here. They're going to want to turn out, but try to keep them square. And let's finish there. Bend your knees, walking your hands back to your feet, forward fold. Let's hug our legs, draw your nose to your knees. And then ragdoll up. Coming to standing, rolling your shoulders, and making your way over to your chair. So you're just going to use your chair for a little bit of stability here. And we'll bring the outside hip, we're going to circle it. Okay, so the leg comes up in front of you, it goes out beside you, it stays nice and square. Just waking up that hip joint, oiling it up, getting it ready to move. And let's go the other way as well. Around. Great, and let's pause there and do the other side. You could just flip around and put your back to me if you want, or just step away a little bit from your chair so you have room for your leg. Circling back. Awesome. And let's go the other way as well. Might get some clunking in there. Try to stay nice and stable everywhere else as you move your leg. One more time. Letting that go. You're going to grab your weights. Bring them into your hands. We're going to hold the weights here. So you've got your hands like you're punching them out, okay? And then eventually we're going to be doing something like that. Coming to stand nice and tall, let's step out to a side lunge with the right foot. Find yourself in your side lunge. Lift your chest and your abdominals. We're going to push these weights out 4 times. Push out, pull in. Push out, pull in. Be in the heel of your right foot. Last one, out and in. Stand tall. Shaking it off, going right back over. Over to the right. Push it out. 4. Really squeeze it back. 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall. And back we go. Over we go. Lift the toes of your bent leg. Reaching it out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing tall, we have 2 more. Over you go. Nice lifted chest. Send that sit bone behind you. 4, 3, 2, 1. And stand tall. Last one. Send yourself over. Find that strong base and go for it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it in. Standing tall, shaking it off. Notice how one leg is much warmer than the other. We're going to go off to the other side, stepping to the left. Find that strong side lunge stance. Lift your chest, lift your abdominals. Reach it out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall. Over we go. 4. Pick up those toes. 3, 2, all the weight in the heel. 1. Stand tall. 3 more. Reach it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. And again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. We should be starting to feel kind of tired. Let's do this last one. 4. Stay strong. 3, 2, 1. Standing tall. Great job. Coming over to your chair. Just put your weights down on your chair and come to stand using it for balance again. We're going to come here using the outside leg. You're going to swing your foot forward so your sole of your foot is facing forward, and then pull the leg around to tap back. Swing it forward and tap it back. Coming forward now. It's up to you to find the tension in this move. Imagine you're moving your leg through water, slowing it down a little, and actively trying to push it through the air. Tap it back and swing it forward. Sole forward and around. Now put your hand on your hip and just notice how much activity is happening in your lower back. If you feel like your lower back is really active here, I want you to focus more on your abdominals. Tap it back and in and around. Let's do 4 more. Swing. Your inside leg should be starting to feel it. Last 2, swing it around, tap it back, and around, and tap it. Awesome work. From there, just standing nice and tall, check in with your center, straight up and down, straight out, and in. Now your inside hip should be starting to get warm. Lots of stabilizing happening here. We're not going to be here too long. Up and down. Making sure there's a little bend in your standing knee. Up and down. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out there. Hold it out there. We've got this. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Let that go. Lots of work happening on both sides, right? Okay, come to face your chair now. Placing your hands on the top of your chair. Doesn't matter what the height is. As long as you start to find a position that's similar to what you would hold in a plank, okay? So I'm pushing down into my chair. I'm sending my sit bones way back, reaching my spine long, and lifting my abdominals. Reach your right leg back to tap the toe. We're into leg lifts. Straight up and down. You might want to turn your toe into a pigeon toe here. So just turn it in slightly so that we're not opening through the hip as we lift. And it's actually not as far up as you would think, okay? If you feel your lower back, you're coming too high. Pushing down into your chair. Big exhale as you lift. Your abdominals are drawing up away from the floor. Check your head position, lift and lower. Reach it up, pull it in. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall, hold for up here, just hang out for a moment, shaking that off. Then we go back out. Find that position with your chairs. Everybody's is going to be a little different here. So we just want to feel like your sit bones are reaching back, you're anchored by your center, and then you bring that left leg back to tap, straight up, and straight down. You may find that one side has less movement than the other, or is easier to move than the other. That's really, really normal. Everyone has asymmetries in their hips and in their body. Just doing your best to keep it in the hip and in the core, not in the lower back. Checking in with the lowest part of your abdominals here. Pushing into the chair with those underarm muscles. Nice work. Keep the shape of your torso the same throughout. That kneecap is facing down. And let's go for 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall, shaking that off. I'm going to switch my chair to the other end of my mat. You can do that, or you can just turn your back to me and I can just cue you. So we're gonna get into that side leg lift stuff now. So we're back here, sweeping the foot forward and tapping it back. Sweep it forward and tap it back. And I like to have my hand here on my hip. Sort of gives me feedback about how much work my lower back is doing. It reminds me to keep my abdominals on. Sweep around and tap it. Nice work. And let's just really slow it down a little. Imagine pushing through water, pushing through wet cement. And back. Let's do 5 more. 5, tap. 4, check your shoulders, check your head position. Everything should be lined up. 3, 2, and last one, swing it around, pull it back. Nice job shaking that off, and give it a moment, little wiggle, and then we're into our sides, straight up and down. These are gonna start to feel serious. And let's get really tall here, draw in through your abdominals. Imagine you're wearing a corset around your center. The center stays exactly the same. Lift and lower. Inside hip should be spicy. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2. We have hold it out on the 1. We've got this, you guys. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Let that go, shaking it off. Nice work, you guys. Grab your weights and bring them down. You can kind of just move your chair off of your mat for a moment. Bring them down with you and just put them off to the side. Whew. It's gonna feel good to lie down. And let's just notice the warmth in our hips right now. You should feel a lot of warmth there. Bending your knees up, bringing your heels just a little bit closer to your bum than normal. And let's just start by finding a nice neutral pelvis. A little bit of space between your lower back and the mat. Nice and flat across the front. And let's just take a couple deep breaths. I don't know about you, but I'm out of breath. Let's inhale through the nose and exhale all that air out to the very end of your exhale until you feel almost like a little cramping happening at the very base of your tummy. Big breath in, take it all the way to the top of your lungs, feel everything expand, exhale it all out through the mouth. One more time. Feel the back, sides, and front of your ribs expand. Exhale to the very end of the exhale. Awesome. And let's start to move our pelvis. Big inhale, exhale. Find your imprint without engaging the legs or the glutes. And then rock back to neutral. Little pelvic tilt without using the legs. Exhale, closing up the space between your lower back and the mat, and rocking forward, allowing that space to come back. 2 more. We're just massaging the very bottom of our spine here. Rocking forward and finding imprint. And settling back into neutral. Start to move your legs, one to tabletop and then the other. Exhale, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down. And we're just working to tune in to what's happening in your pelvis here, making sure you're not hitting that imprint as you move your legs. Exhale up, inhale down. Can you control your leg more as it moves in the air? Slowing it down just a little. Nice work. And this will be our last one. Placing your feet down. And then let's take ourselves into the imprint. Bringing your legs up to tabletop. We're going to bring our hands behind our head. And I want you just to push your head back into your hands, making your head nice and heavy here. Elbows are wide. We're coming up into some crunches. Nod the chin. Exhale as you flex up, looking at the knees. Inhale, lowering down. Exhale, the ribs soften and reach to the hips. And we lower down. Your head is staying heavy in your hands. Pushing back into your hands just a little. Exhaling up and down. Can we drop our belly button down? Draw that belly button in just a little bit here towards the spine. Awesome work. We have 2 more of these. And inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down. As we come up for this next one, we're going to pause. We're going into our obliques. We reach one leg, cross, and cross the other side. Elbows stay wide. The head is still heavy, pushing into your hands, and we're moving at quite a slow pace. Exhale as you rotate. Notice your rib cage. Strong imprint here. Big exhale as you turn. Think shoulder to knee. Nice job, you guys. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and on this last one, hold. Let's do 10 little pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. And then reach the opposite leg. 10 on the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. Nice work. You guys should be really warm in the abs. Let your feet come down for a moment. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to that imprint. And I'm just going to show you this pattern. Okay, the arms are going to be wide. I just have to move my weights for a second. The arms are going to be wide. And we'll be in our imprint. And the pattern looks like this. We're going to be reaching our legs on a 45-degree angle, pulling our toes up to the ceiling, bending the knees in. So we reach out, pull the toes up using our low abdominals, and bend in. Reach it out, maintain your imprint. The toes pull up to vertical, bend the knees in. You're pushing your arms back into the floor. We're really addressing the lowest part of your abs here. Reach, pull on the exhale, bending the knees. Reach it out, pull it up, and bend in. One more time. Reach it out, pull it up, bending in. Let's hug the knees, rolling around for just a moment. Massaging your lower back. Now we're going to reverse that pattern. So what's different about it is that instead of sending our legs out on the angle, we're now lowering our legs down to the angle. So we'll be starting with our toes up to the ceiling. And it doesn't have to be perfectly vertical, okay? Just do work with what you've got, what your lower back will allow. We start here. We're going to lower it out to that 45 degrees and then bend the knees in. Send them up to the ceiling. Reach them out. We're never going farther than we can maintain our imprint. Reach up. The imprint is the most important part. Bending in. Let's do 4 more rounds. Up. Exhale as you reach it out. And inhale, bend it in. Up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower. Bend it in. Last 2. Reach it out. Bend it in. And last 1. Up to the ceiling. Reach it out. And bend it in. Awesome. Hugging your knees. Roll around a little bit more. Notice your tailbone. Give it a little massage. And then planting your feet back down, grabbing your cushion. You're going to throw that cushion in between your knees so that you're holding it there. You're not squeezing yet, but you're holding, okay? And then we'll take these weights, grabbing your weights as well, and you're going to put the weights on top of your hip bones, right sort of across the front of your pelvis, okay? So I feel like mine are kind of just in the crease here where my hip and pelvis meet, or where my femur and pelvis meet. Okay, and bringing the heels a little closer to your bum. We're keeping the cushion. We're going to exhale, push up into our bridge. Inhale, lower down. And up. So what's really important here is that we don't lift too high. If we go too high, you're going to go into the lower back, and we want to stay balanced in the torso. So dropping the belly button down a little bit to support your spine. Exhale as you press up, equal weight in the feet. You're holding that cushion. Exhale, pressing up and down. And down. On this next one, let's stay up and hold. You're going to lower the right hip, press back up. Lower the left hip, press back up. So you're going side to side, alternating the leg that's working. So we lower, come back to center. Lower and center. Check in with your abdominals. Make sure you're not feeling your lower back. Your glutes should be working really hard here, your hamstrings. Let's do 1 more each side. And last one, coming to center, let's squeeze the cushion for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Whew. Letting that go. Put your weights off to the side. And put that cushion off to the side. And let's turn to your side. Lots of side action. Come up to seated for a moment. And just making sure if your chair is still where it is, you just want to make sure you're not going to kick it. Okay, and let's plant our bottom hand down. Take your top leg and hook your heel into the front of your bottom foot. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this one for you guys so you've seen it once. Okay, so it looks like this. We're going to come up, keeping the knee down. We're going to reach this leg out, put it back, and lower it down. Now, if this is really bad, if it bothers your shoulder, you're only going to come up and lower down. You're not going to do the leg lift, okay? All right, so let's set it up. My hand is about 2 feet-ish from my hip, and my hand is in line with my hip, okay? The feet are hooked together. Let's take a big breath. You're leaving this bottom knee down as you push up into your side bend. Reach the leg long, put the foot back, and lower the hip down. Nice work. We go up and reach, Put it down and lower. Up, reach, down, and lower. Now that you've got your pattern, start to think about your abdominals. Can you bring your abdominals closer to you, even in this sideline position? Reach and back. Lower hip should be starting to feel something. Let's do 3 more. 3. Engage and push the floor away with your bottom hand. Nice work. Last 2. Reach. And last 1. Great work. Letting that go. Shake that bottom wrist. And let's switch sides, going off to the other side. You're planting this bottom hand, hooking the feet together, and just make sure that your wrist and your hip are in line, okay? Start to think about your center, think about your underarm muscles, and then when you're ready, you're gonna come up, reach that leg, put the foot down, and lower down. Nice work. Up we go. Reach it out. Bring it back. And lower it. And now start to visualize you're wearing a belt around your abdominals, around your center. The belt is a little bit too tight, and you're drawing your tissue in away from that belt. Nice job, you guys. 4 more. 4. Push the floor away, activate your underarm muscles. 3. 2. Nice work. Last 1. Awesome. And we're gonna, on this side, we're going to come all the way down, using your head as a pillow. Using your arm under your head as a pillow. That makes more sense. And just make your spine really long here. So there's a tendency to want to curl up into a ball. Let's instead keep your collarbone nice and broad, stay open, and bring your abdominals nice and close. We're going to reach the legs long. Use your top hand for your fingertips for a little bit of balance here. Exhale, squeeze your inner thighs and hover both legs. Inhale, reach them down. Exhaling it up and lowering down. Big breath out as you lift. And just really check in. You should feel lifted on the underside, drawing in through your tummy the whole time. You're reaching through the crown of your head. Lower and up and down. 2 more here. And down. And last one, we're going to stay up, reverse scissors. The top leg goes back, the bottom leg goes forward, come back to center and repeat. So it's always the same direction. The top leg back, the bottom leg forward. Reach. Reach. Big exhale. As we start to move the legs, it gets harder to stay balanced here. You might feel a little bit wobbly. You're just using this top hand for a little bit of support with your balance. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to center, lower it down. You should feel lots of warmth here in the side of your body, right into your obliques. Let's flip over and do the other side. So your arm is under your head. Reach your spine long, draw in through your tummy, and just notice the difference. Let your tummy release and relax, and then notice what happens when you draw that belly button in. There's a little lift underneath you. you. There's a little connection on the front, squaring you off, okay? Reaching the legs out, exhale as you hover them. Squeeze those inner thighs and lower. And up and down. Reach through the legs like you're trying to make them longer. Reach and down. Nice work. Up and down. See if you can lighten up your fingertips on your top hand. And on this next one, let's hold. Up, start your reverse scissors. Top leg back, bottom leg forward. Keep the legs as nice and straight as you can. Exhale. And open. Reach. Reach. Now check in with your abdominals. They should still be on, working hard for you. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Notice that nice warm sensation on the top of your hip. Turning all the way onto your tummy. Bring your legs, allow your legs to go a bit wide. Let them turn out if that feels good. And bring your arms wide into cactus arms. So our nose is hovering. Just take a couple breaths here and start to connect with your arms into the floor. You're pushing those arms down into the floor, finding a little isometric contraction through the pec. And when we're ready, we're gonna hover the upper body into our breaststroke 1. So we only come up as high as we can feel our rib cage on the mat, okay? Let's make sure our legs have life in them, your abdominals are connected, and we're not jutting our chin forward here. We're gonna keep the chin tucked gently. From here, we're just holding, pressing the arms into the floor. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades on your back just a little bit? And let's lower the head back down. Release all the tension out of your body. And then activate the legs again. A little squeeze, pushing energy through your toes. And push your arms down into the floor. When you're ready, I want you to visualize you have a little ball in the front of your chest. So right in front of your chest at your sternum, there's a little marble or a little ball, okay? And when you float that upper body, I want you to allow the rib cage to sink into the floor as if you were trying to move that ball with your sternum. Okay, so we're coming up into some extension here, pushing the arms down, really soften the rib cage and let it sink into the floor. Just undoing the flexion of daily life. And let's lower down. One more time, we're gonna add on. Allow the ribs to drop, engage the legs, and then pushing down through the arms, roll that ball, that imaginary ball, forward with your sternum, lifting your upper body into extension. Let's float the arms and lower them. Stay up. Float the arms and lower them. Think about the backs of your shoulders, your middle back. You should feel your rib cage on the floor. Your legs are on. Abdominals are on. It's like we have wings here and we're just floating the arms up and down, but maintaining that extension. Can you roll that little ball forward just a little more, softening through the sternum and the rib cage. Now my eyes are looking forward, but I'm not going to let the chin go too far forward. Let's do 4 more. 4. Legs are on. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, awesome. Let that go. Should feel really good in your upper back. Sometimes feels good / bad, okay? Because we're so tight in our mid backs, that can sometimes feel a little intense. Let's push through to your shell stretch. All the way through. Release, round your spine over your thighs. And just enjoy that shell stretch. Breathe deeply into the middle of the back of your rib cage. Like you're trying to float your upper back up to the ceiling. And soften on your exhales. All right, we're nearly there. Let's grab one weight. Bring it near you. Actually, don't bring it near you. Grab it and put it behind your right knee. Okay, so you're tucking that dumbbell in behind your knee, and we're coming down onto our forearms here. We're going to be doing our donkey kick, and you're going to try to keep that weight tucked in behind your knee. Lift the abdominals, push down through your elbows, and then we start to lift. Now you're going to have to be more careful than normal because otherwise you might lose that weight. Exhale, stay really parallel here. Really square in the shoulders and the hips. Exhale, sole of the foot goes up to the ceiling. And press it up. And up. Nice work. This knee on your right is going to want to turn outwards, okay? Keep it in a range that keeps it parallel. And let's really check in. Are your abdominals still on? Can you lift them a little closer? 4 more times here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay up. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work, you guys. Take a moment, come off your shoulders, release into shell stretch. And then we're going to replace it, putting the weight behind the left knee. Square yourself off. Push down through those elbows and forearms. Really find your strong shoulders before you get started. And then we start into our lift and lower. I want you to just focus into your right kneecap for a moment, making sure that you're in the center of that knee. Okay? Sometimes it's easy to roll off the kneecap and out to the side. So we really want to keep in the center of that knee, which might mean you have to push down more through your arms. Up and down here. Exhale up, inhale down. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, check in with that knee. 3, push your arms down. 2, on the last one we hold, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Let that go. Bring your weights and put them at the end of your mat, behind you. Okay? Coming out to all fours, we're making our way up to downward dog. So your weights are behind you. You should see them as you look down. Let's just pedal out the feet. Coming up to the big finale here, guys. Reach your sit bones back and up to the ceiling. Bring your feet to be still. Bend your knees quite deeply and walk your hands back to your feet. Okay? Now, if you can, just reach down and grab your weights. If not, just stand up and grab them. And meet me in standing, holding your weights. Nice job. Okay, weights come to your chest. Put them together and then squeeze them together. Come into a squat. We're going to monster monster step forward, staying nice and low to the end of your mat, and then monster step back, stay low. Nice work. Now we've got the pattern. We're going to go back forward, focus on your abdominals, lifting your chest, dropping tension out of the shoulders if you can, and going back. Stay low. And we're going forward again. Keep breathing. And back. We have one more time. Stay low. Get a little lower. And head back. Let's hold and squat. You've got this. Find a strong squat. Lift your toes. Pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Whew. Okay, putting your weights down. Whew, nice work, you guys. That was tough. We're going to use our chair as balance for our stretches. Shake your legs a little. And let's start with our quads. Reach around, opening the shoulder, squeezing that shoulder blade. And just try to keep your knees close to each other as you stretch. Your heartbeat should be elevated. Maybe that's just me. All right, one more big squeeze through the shoulder. Notice your quad lengthening and let that go. And then switching sides. Squeeze the shoulder back, stay tall, and feel that nice openness through the quad, through the hip. Awesome. Squeeze that shoulder back, open your chest, and release that. With the opposite leg, come into your figure four. Use the chair for balance. And let's sit down just a little into that piriformis stretch. Once we're here, I want you to just think about your posture. So your lower back should remain long. Your core is still on. And we're not sinking as much as lowering into that stretch. Keeping your chest up off of the legs. You can just do that all day. Feels so good. And let's release that and do the other side. Stay square in your hips. And then lower with control, keeping your form. Whew, one more big breath here into your hip. And releasing that, flipping your chair around. We're just going to get our hamstrings here. So bringing your leg up onto your chair. You're going to want to square off your hips here. So making sure you feel pretty parallel, and then just walking your hands down to the chair. You may want to keep a bend. Everyone's is going to be a little bit different. I have to keep a little bend in my knee to find my hamstring. Once you're here, you're pushing your heel into your chair and pulling that hip backwards behind you. Almost like you're trying to drag your heel along your chair. Okay. Let's See if you can release that a little bit. Sometimes the hamstring lengthens out. You might get a little more range. Awesome. One more deep breath into your hamstrings. And then release that carefully and switching sides. Bringing that leg up. Finding a range that works for you. And then dig the heel down. Drag this hip back. See if you can get a little extra length there, softening, increasing the stretch. Nice. Gently coming out of that stretch, coming to stand at center. Let's just circle the arms. Whew. Coming out of that. And backwards. Clasp your hands behind your back. Reach your knuckles to the floor. Squeeze the shoulders open and let your chin float up. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. Gently releasing, coming back up nice and neutral. Roll your shoulders. Awesome work, you guys. Thank you so much. That was a tough one. I mean, for me anyways. I hope it was for you guys too. I hope you enjoyed it. Lots of spicy work in the hips. You'll definitely feel them tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next week. We are working on balance. All right, we'll probably be using the chair again, but I will let you know. All right? Bye, guys. Thank you so much.